Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have a good show. Well, I should say good afternoon. I have a good show for you guys today. Today is Monday, the 4th of 2020. Monday, 4th of May, 2020. And welcome to the show. Now listen, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. In the country of Madagascar, they've got this new drink. And here's the Madagascar president right here. Let me focus in so you guys can see it. And he's drinking the new touted drink for supposedly for COVID-19. A miracle drink, they say, to cure COVID-19. Let me see here. Africa's miracle drink to cure COVID-19. It's a drink called COVID Organics. And so I just found out about this morning and did a little bit of research into it. I went to this site right here, Africa Check, and it says no evidence that Madagascar's Artemisia-based tonic cures COVID-19. It says Madagascar is using Artemisia in Setswana, we call it, Laguana, to cure coronavirus, and it's working, says Facebook post from 25th of April 2020. Similar posts claim that the plant is a key ingredient in a tonic endorsed by Madagascar's president, Andre Rajoelina. Is it a COVID-19 cure? They ask the question. And they go on to talk about this. The main ingredient is something called Artemisia, and is used in traditional medicines. It says, the World Health Organization says remedies containing the dry leaves of the Artemisia plant could be used in combination therapy with effective anti-malarial medicine to treat uncomplicated malaria. So this is a malaria treatment. And they're saying here that this has not been adequately tested. Now, they only used 20 patients in a test. It says the tonic was tested on fewer than 20 patients. Data from the study has not yet been made available. The World Health Organization says that there are currently no vaccines or medications to prevent or treat COVID-19, possible vaccines, and so on. So, what is this drink anyway? What is the main ingredient of this particular drink? Is this plant right here, the Artemisia plant. And it's called Artemisia absinthium. And it has a leaf that looks kind of like a carrot leaf. Now, let's take a look at Artemisia absinthium. I had a page here. I'm not sure, I might have taken the page down right now. But basically what they're saying is this plant is poisonous. Now, in Madagascar, they are putting it in their drink, but this plant is poisonous. And so you have to be very careful with this plant. You can evidently overdose on this plant. If you just go out and start eating the leaves of this plant, you could cause a toxic effect. You could even possibly kill yourself if you ate too much of this plant, because this plant is poisonous. But one of the things I found very interesting this morning, reading about this plant, is the name of this plant. Now, this is very interesting. The actual name of this plant is Wormwood. And the Africans over there, not just in Madagascar, but in other countries too, they're starting to actually drink this plant. They're drinking it, they're making a tonic out of it, they're drinking it. And this is what I found interesting is, when I looked in here this morning, and I seen something out of the Bible. In Jeremiah 9:15, it says, therefore, this is what the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, says, behold, I will feed the people wormwood and give them poisoned water to drink. this is very interesting, because one of the reasons why it's so interesting, of course, we all know, a lot of us know, they've read the Bible, know about the scriptures in Revelation where it talked about the star Wormwood. It says the name of the star is Wormwood. A third of the waters turned bitter like wormwood oil, and many people died from the bitter waters. One of the things interesting about this is wormwood is extremely bitter. And, I mean, I find it an extreme, if this is a coincidence, this is a coincidence in the extreme, because why would anybody want to drink something that's so bitter? But you got it right here in Jeremiah. It says, therefore, this is what the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, said, behold, I will feed the people wormwood and give them poisoned water to drink. If that's a coincidence, that's a pretty big coincidence there, guys. Because they're out there right now, and they are just slugging this drink away, and they're toting it as being the greatest thing since in Africa. It's spreading. It says coronavirus. It says caution urged over Madagascar's herbal cure, but other countries are they're even giving it to their school kids to drink. This new COVID drink that they're making. It's COVID Organics, it's called, Now, for you guys out there, I think that this COVID Organics drink, the actual COVID Organics drink that's actually made by a company, they've got a dose in there that probably wouldn't harm you. But first off, what you want to know is, this is an unproven cure. It might not be a cure at all. It's never been proven to actually work, even though it's spreading across Africa. It's spreading across Africa because people are desperate for a cure. Now, I'm not saying it's not a cure. It just hasn't been tested yet. It needs to be thoroughly tested to understand if it actually works or not. But the people are so desperate, they're not waiting for especially when it's being endorsed by, and look, they're all slugging it down. I mean, and people are grasping for a cure right now to this dreadful disease that's sweeping around the world. So anyway, time will tell whether this actually works or not, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical at best, And yeah, if it's proven, and they come out with credential studies on it that it actually works to prevent COVID-19, and these are peer-reviewed studies, and it comes through and it said, yes, it does work, then I'll be the first one to drink the stuff. But I'm not going to make the mixture myself. I'm going to buy I'll buy the actual product that's been manufactured and made into a legitimate product. You know what I mean? It's called CVO, COVID Organics. Anyway, let's move on. We got a lot to talk about here. Let's open up the charts and take a look at the silver price today. I thought you guys would find that interesting. I found it kind of interesting. The price today is $14.77. It's down 17 cents on the day so far. Let's take a look at silver. No, that's silver, $14.77. Let's take a look at gold, I should say. Gold is $17.04. It's up $1.10. So when we see a day like this with silver falling and gold going up in price, we're observing this differential between gold and silver. This gold silver is getting even worse than it is, and it's the worst it's ever been in history, probably, and lasting the longest. The gold to silver ratio. And when this gold to silver ratio snaps back, it's probably going to snap back to like a 50-to-1. And I've been saying this for a long time now, but you have to understand that means that silver will outperform gold in the long run. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies today is 246 billion. 65.8% Bitcoin dominance with a Bitcoin price of 88.48. And, when we see them exponentially increasing the volume of the amount of the monetary supply out there, and they're not going to quit. What's going to happen when the disease starts to disappear? And, maybe this wormwood thing is not a cure for COVID. I'm not going to say it is or isn't. I'm just going to say maybe it isn't. But they will find other cures, like remdesivir or whatever they call it, or perhaps some other drug that will work. They will find a cure for this thing. And they're pushing for a vaccine in the very near future. So we're going to get over this thing. And I think we're already coming over the hump already with this thing. But here's the thing. When we get over it, the economy's going to start to pick back up. But do you think that the Fed's going to back off the pedal? No, the Fed's going to keep that pedal pushed to the floor. And so what we're going to see is when the economy starts to pick up, then we're going to see the velocity of money pick up. And I'm going to tell you what, these cryptocurrencies have positioned themselves to accept, because Bitcoin, look, they're cutting the amount of Bitcoin that's being mined in half. What would happen to gold if all of a sudden there was only half as much gold in the earth? What would happen to the price of gold, And at the same time, they're increasing the amount of the paper funny money. So Bitcoin has positioned itself. There's another factor to consider. They can confiscate real physical gold and silver, but it's awfully hard to confiscate cryptocurrencies. They float around in the internet, and you can hold your cryptocurrencies in a brain wallet. Memorize the words of your seed. A lot of people would say, well, that sounds awful involved. Actually, it's not that involved. And it's impossible for them to actually, I'm going to say it outright to you guys, for them to steal your money then. They could come into your house and they could raid, they could come into your house and do all kinds of things, But if you got your wallet on a seed wallet, then it's hard for them to actually come in and actually steal your money. And, a person could have, a billionaire could have $1 billion put away on a seed wallet on his brain. And they can't steal it. This is what it's all about. When governments start to go broke, they get desperate for money. And, there's no more broke governments than there are right now. And quite seriously, I can see a day coming not too far in the future where policemen will be pulling you over, and the first thing they'll check is to make sure your license is not expired and that you got car insurance. But then they're going to tell you to open your wallet. Quite unbelievable as that sounds, I can see that day coming when they'll tell you to open your wallet. And if you got more than $500 in there, they're going to take it and say it's drug money. That's what they're going to pull. Or that you're a money launderer. And you'll be in trouble, and you have to prove to them. You'll have to prove to them that you're not. You'll have to show them a trail where the money comes from. They'll put the burden of proof on you, making out that you're a criminal just because you've taken some money out of the bank. I can see this day coming as they get more and more desperate. Counties, cities, states will get more and more desperate because they're not getting any money in revenue, and they'll send their police forces out to get the money for them by making you open your wallet. And if you got any amount of money in there, they're going to take it. It's not their money, but they're going to pretend like it is. Anyway, let's take a look at the Dow Jones today. 207 points down so far today. The market's going to turn at a certain point, and because of all this money printing, the market right now should be down to about 9,000. That's where it should be. And the fact that it's 23,516 shows the effect of Fed money printing. And, the market's going to bounce back pretty darn quick because it's got the full support of the government, you know, and so what we're going to see is when this virus starts to leave, we're going to see this market go back up, probably set all new time highs. Let's take a look now at crude oil. 1975 for crude oil. It's down 3 cents on the day. Crude oil has seemed to stabilize, even though all the tankers and everything are just freight full of crude oil. Let's take a look now at U.S. Treasuries. And we're seeing the long end of the yield curve at 1.28 for the 30-year and 0.63 on the 10-year. And there's very little movement today in U.S. Treasuries. Let's take a look now at the dollar, and the dollar's up a little bit. It's been steadily increasing it up a little bit higher today. It's up 0.48 or a half a penny at 99.56. Okay, guys, this has been your market report. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.